at Menards. Hey everyone, feliz Cinco de Mayo para todo mi gente de América Norte, Norteamérica y México y todos los mexicanos y la persona que gusta comer la comida mexicana y baila cada vez. This ain't no sombrero, but my sombrero, my dog took a dump in it and it stunk, so I had to take it to the dry cleaners, and the dry cleaners said it was so fancy, they decided to keep it. Enjoy Cinco de Mayo episode. I am Kelly Consuelos. Bienvenidos y disfrutas tu comida.
It's live with Kelly and Mark. Today, superstar Jennifer Lopez.
¡Ay, Jennifer Lopez!
The new series, Muppets Mayhem.
Con el esposo quien habla español.
Cinco de Mayo.
Enchiladas de mi culo.
Chicken Enchilada Recipe that'll knock your socks off. All next on Live. And now, here are Kelly Ripa and Mark
Cada vez.
It's Friday, May 5th, 2023. Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo to you.
You know, Cinco de Mayo, it's more of a time to party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But for my people, it's a time to celebrate.
They think that
It's Independence Day,
but
it's not.
It's not. Right?
You do this every year. Every fucking year for the last fucking, God knows, 12 years, as far as I can remember, every fucking year, every talk show, late night, daytime, midtime, local news affiliate always says that everyone thinks it's about Independence Day, but it's not. And then they tell you the reason. But after a while, no one thinks it's about Independence Day anymore because for the last decade and a half, everyone's been telling everyone, hey, little fun fact, it's not Independence Day. And everyone says, I know. Eventually, everyone says, I know. Instead of just saying, of course, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, is when they celebrate, they're conquering of this. But hey, everyone thinks that it's in. No, it's not. No one thinks that anymore. No one thinks that anymore. You are insulting your fucking audience's intelligence. Right off the bat, you're fucking it up, Margarito. Give me another margarita. Una mujer con tetas grandes, carajo. Oh. I get it. It's not. I get it. It's not Independence Day. Now, please mansplain everything to us. Jesus fucking Christ. Look at this girl.
Visit Menards Garden Center.
Oh, great. Now we're going to go this way. This is great. Guess we got to change the fucking batteries, don't we? Come on, you stupid fuck. Kidding me with this shit. I apologize to everyone. Watch, now this ain't gonna fucking work.
You know, Cinco de Mayo, it's more of a time to party. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People think it's they think that
it's Mexican Independence Day, but it's not.
It's not.
Cinco de Mayo commemorates Mexico's unexpected victory over France in the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862.
So it's not Mexican Independence Day.
Okay.
So just for those of you keeping score at home.
Yes. Yeah. But I'm glad that we celebrate that up here as Americans, and it's always a fun party. And it's like a St. Patty's Day, but for
Mexicans?
For us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For everyone.
And for you, Kelly, because you're a Mexican now. You even look like you're from Monterrey.
That we bought a small piece of an Italian soccer team.
Back
in the day.
I don't recall.
Anyway.
I don't recall.
Last summer.
I did. I don't recall.
We bought a piece of Italian soccer team, Campobasso FC, yes. They're in the 5th division, which is the lowest division you could possibly be in.
Okay.
All right. But we are in first place.
Oh.
We're in first place. And this weekend is the final game. We have to win this game to win our league. If we win the league, we get promoted to the 4th division.
Wow.
Yes. So it's like Ted Lasso. It's like Ted Lasso. You know, I love soccer, so it was kind of like the ultimate sports like fantasy league for me this whole summer. We have some video. They won last weekend, 19-0.
What?
Going into it, we have some video of celebrating the ultimate game. I'm thinking it's gonna be hopefully a bigger celebration this weekend.
Look at that fire. It's like after the Eagles win something.
They celebrated in the square, over 1,000 people. I think they estimate about 10,000 people this weekend will be celebrating the square. If we win, it's a tough game. But the most interesting thing about this team is that we have a player named Francesco Ripa. There he is. That
My
is
cousin.
your cousin.
Well, we don't know if he's my cousin, but we're going to
There he is.
give him a swab. Right? You're going to swab him?
I'm going to swab him. And
We're going to do a DNA test to see if we're related.
But it's been exciting. I watch, much to your chagrin, over the years, a lot of like English league, soccer, first division, Premier League, and you're like, oh God.
That's how I wake up Saturday morning to the sound of this. You know how it never dies down during a soccer game?
Puts you right back to sleep.
It does not put me back to sleep, but it is loud.
So this year I've been watching, the only thing I've been watching is this 5th division team. You can stream it on YouTube. So we're watching it on a phone, or I try to stream it to but they play in these like really kind of raggedy fields and stadiums. So I'm excited to move up to the 4th division.
So now I'm starting to pick up on, and I don't get confused, I do not speak Italian, but I'm starting to understand football Italian. Like I am understanding, well, certainly the word goal.
Yes.
Because guess what? It's goal!
Francesco Ripa!
Francesco Ripa, my cousin, just scored a goal.
Yes.
Is what Mark said.
So this guy has multiple jobs. I'm going to get to meet him, which I'm very excited about. Yeah,
that's great.
I'm excited to meet Chicho, which is affectionately known for that Francesco. Chicho's like the nickname. Your kin.
Yes. You guys are shooting it for the show.
We're going to shoot it for the show.
Very
and
exciting.
Have it back on. Guess we'll have it ready by
the
Tuesday,
beginning
right?
of like
Next Tuesday.
We'll have it on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, we'll have it ready on Tuesday. I'm very excited.
Here's the show. Ready? Fredo Lasso. It's the Italian version of Ted Lasso.
And you'll be watching not soccer, but you'll be watching the coronation this weekend.
Listen, I'm all in. You know me, I love a royal moment.
And this is unlike a wedding, because those happen, in the royal family from time to time. But this is a coronation. The last time was what, 70 years ago.
Right,
so it's a must-watch situation.
No, it's a must-watch, and more importantly, it's a must-bring home merch. Yes. Because, listen, when things happen once every 70 years or so, you got to get the tea towel, the keychain, the ashtray. You got to get the chocolates. You got to get the biscuits.
Baseball hat.
The baseball hat. Yes. You need the T-shirt.
Right. Because can you imagine now looking back at like an ashtray, a shot glass, a beer koozie? I don't think they had those, but anything, a T-shirt, a towel, matches, anything commemorating the 1953 coronation, you'd be like, wow, look at this. Even if it's something like a coaster or, a washcloth, a napkin, a pen, a pencil, a button. I'm sure a button was a big thing they had. Buttons and pins. Like, it'd be everything. I would say buy as much as you can now, because it probably won't appreciate as much because he's so old. It's not like he's going to be king for 50 or 60 years. I would say if you're really into that, what's his name? William. When William is king, that's the stuff you might want to go for because that could be 40 years old. But really, you missed it with Elizabeth being so young. But still, the stuff now, like buy it now. I guarantee you should be able to, in like 20 or 30 years, you should be able to sell everything. If you spend, let's say, $1,000 on merch within, I would say 10 years or 15 years, or whenever he dies, after he dies, let's say 20 years, you should be able to sell the stuff you paid $1,000 for. You should be able to resell and probably make 20 or 30,000 off of it. I bet, maybe even more if you find someone who's got the money and has a really deep connection to it.
If you don't get the merch, were you there? Did it happen?
If it was on Instagram,
So you're setting Shirley on assignment.
yeah. She's gonna have her iPhone.
There you go.
Yeah. Also, in other news, not that these are pets, but a rare pink elephant was discovered, spotted in South Africa. And it's not there. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah.
Pink pachyderm.
How cute is that? It's a condition called leucism. Leucism is a genetic mutation that causes loss of pigmentation in animal skin, hair, and feathers. We've seen this before in other breeds. There is nothing as adorable as a baby elephant. You know what I mean?
And a mother with the elephant.
Oh, well, they're the most maternal.
Yeah.
Mother elephants are so maternal.
Very protective.
Certain animals, though, it really is kind of
disagree.
amazing.
I like the baby giraffes because they're so little, and then learning up with the long legs, and then like getting up and having to walk for the first time with the long legs. The giraffes are kind of cool too. And this is basically an albino elephant. Is that really what it is? It's an albino elephant. They just don't call it albino. They call it leucism. It's not albinoism.
Certain animals, though, it really is kind of amazing. You know, like we as parents, you know, you give birth, and then slowly but surely over time, your child becomes hopefully self-reliant and self-sufficient. But that takes between 18 and 35 years.
And then a refresher course in the mid-20s. Right. A little refresher course.
And, you know, you look at certain animals, let's say a horse. Horse gives birth and walks away, and, you know, baby horse gets up and is like, okay, do I follow you or where do I go? You know what I mean? And I just think in terms of, like, humanity, human babies are, you know, way more dependent upon their parents than animals.
Well, we also have longer lifespans.
Horse gives birth and walks away, and, you know, baby horse gets up and is like, okay, do I follow you or where do I go? You know what I mean? And I just think in terms of, like, humanity, human babies are, you know, way more dependent upon their parents than animals in the animal kingdom.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. All right, huge show today. Jennifer Lopez is here.
Well, interesting fact, a lot of people think Jennifer Lopez is Mexican, but she's not. She's Puerto Rican. How about that? Huh? I mean, I knew that, but a lot of people don't, so I'm telling you, because I'm smart.
It's Jennifer Lopez Day.
Jennifer Lopez Day.
We also have Lilly Singh here.
Yeah, Lilly Singh is here, and in honor of Cinco de Mayo,
I'm starting.
this is for you. You know they are doing this for you. We are cooking 3-cheese chicken enchiladas with Chef Pati Jinich.
Jinich, yes.
Okay.
What time is it?
Time for lives. Grow for it, spring.
Oh, she was shaking that ass.
That was our tribute dancer, Whitney Marshall Jackson, from right here in New York.
Love it.
We got to figure out what happened.
Oh my God. I got to check that culo out again. See, in Espanol, we say culo, right, Dora the Explorer?
Special effect. That was our tribute dancer, Whitney Marshall Jackson, right here in New York.
Very cool. Love it.
We got to figure out what app that is. I would like to make a video like that.
Let's say hello to David Copeland from Canton, Ohio, who watches us on WEWS. Hey, David. Good morning. How are you?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. There you
Hey, there I am.
are.
Good
Okay.
morning. Are you a Buckeyes?
morning.
Are you a Buckeyes fan, David?
No, I sure am.
You know we're Michigan fans here at Live with Kelly and Mark,
You
right?
know, my son's a Michigan fan too.
All right, so you understand.
All right, so we'll allow these questions to unfold.
You've given us 2 questions. One's true, one's false. We have 60 seconds to decide which one is true. If you stump us, which probably will not happen, you will get this mug. All right, Dave, here we go. I once bowled a perfect 300 game, or I hit a hole-in-one on a par 3 hole. How far was that hole? How many yards was that hole that you hit the hole-in-one in?
127.
Nice. What kind of club did you? What was the club you hit it with?
I'm just a duffer. I hit a 7-iron.
Okay. All right.
5 iron.
And so you're a good bowler, right? You bowl often. Are you in a league?
Not no more. I retired.
When did you bowl your perfect 300 game?
When I was 25 years old.
2014.
How many pins in a bowling game?
Are set up in one single
10?
round?
In a frame, it's 10.
10.
Thank
in a
you.
frame, sorry. Yes. In a
Frame, yes. I don't know the.
10 frames, 12 strikes in a row.
Go ahead, big shot.
Yeah, but see, okay, so beforehand, I probably would have said that I bet the hole-in-one is more likely the correct answer because I think a lot of people, especially, I guess, older, I mean, I don't know what age he was, they didn't ask him, but I think golfing's more of a common hobby that men do more than bowling. With the clues given, when he said 10 frames, 12 strikes, they didn't ask him that. So usually when you give information that no one asked, that usually shows a perpetuancy to try to get them to believe something that isn't true. So with that said, there really was nothing that gave anything away. I'll roll with that and say that hit a hole-in-one was the truth. And he did do that. Because the bowl a perfect game, usually if you bowl a perfect game when you're like 50 years old or 45, you've bowled multiple perfect games. That's not a random thing that someone wants. I once bowled, I mean, which obviously there's people that could bowl 290s and 280s and a bunch of 295s and they only get one perfect game, but it's very, very rare that someone just on a whim. See, someone on a whim I could hit a hole-in-one in golf, but I can't bowl a perfect game. But anyone could get lucky and hit a hole-in-one. The bowling a perfect game takes some skill. So I'll say hit a hole-in-one is the truth. Bowling a perfect game is the lie. Let's see who chooses and what he or she will choose. Obviously, if it's Mark, I think he's going to get it right and the guy's going to lose. And I think if Kelly chooses, she'll guess the wrong one on purpose and she'll win and he'll win. And she'll lose by winning. She'll win by losing and he'll win by her losing.
Well, I know which one's harder to do. A hole-in-one is probably more rare.
No, it's not.
I'm going to say that you hit a hole-in-one on a par 3 hole.
Yep.
I wish. I was 3 inches short.
I was 3 inches short. I got a nice bounce in front of the green, and then it bounced on and rolled and rolled, and the hole was all the way in the back, and it stopped just
How
short.
many pins in a bowling game?
Are set up in one single round.
One single round.
In a frame, it's 10.
10.
Thank
in a
you.
frame, sorry. Yes. In a
Frame, yes. I don't know the.
10 frames, 12 strikes in a row.
Go ahead, big shot.
Well, I know which one's harder to do. A hole-in-one is probably more rare. So I'm going to say that you hit a hole-in-one on a par 3 hole.
I wish. I was 3 inches short.
2 inches short?
2 inches short on a par 3 at Firestone.
Been there. Been there. Probably more rare. So I'm going to say that you hit a hole-in-one on a par 3 hole.
I wish. I was 3 inches short.
2 inches short?
2 inches short on a par
No,
3.
he said 3 inches and then changed it, so he's lying. He's making this story up too.
I was 3 inches short.
2 inches short?
2 inches short on a par 3 at Firestone.
Been there. Been there.
Yes, all.
Well, congratulations. You won the mug.
All right.
Wait, so he won the mug?
He won the mug.
Oh, that's amazing. I was really not following the storyline there. This game confuses me
I'm
more
on
and
a
more.
bit of a losing streak here.
Really great.
All right.
All right, Deja's going to spin the wheel to see what else you're playing for.
Ooh.
All right, you're playing for a $1,000 gift card to Instacart. You have 20 seconds and only one guess. I just said that like a great grandmother. You have 20 seconds for a gift card to Instacart.
It's just in time for the coronation.
Precious.
All right, David, here we go. Earlier this week, what landmark did we say celebrates its birthday on May 1st?
Oh, the Statue of Liberty.
What landmark?
What landmark did we
Landmark
say
celebrates its birthday on May 1st.
Empire State Building.
I don't remember that one. but
Jennifer
I was
Lopez's
just,
first lip
Plymouth
injection.
Rock.
What?
Oh.
Plymouth Rock.
No. The Empire State
You should have.
Building.
Come on, New York.
Sorry, Dave. It's all right.
Yeah, you're still
Come on, at least Plymouth Rock. May 1st, Plymouth Rock. What the hell? At least take an educated guess. They're in New York. They're talking about landmarks while they're in New York. At least say the Statue of Liberty or Empire State Building. You could have the Plymouth Rock. At least say something New York. At least that would have been a clever guess.
Receive a $500 Instacart gift card.
I'm starting to think he didn't bowl a 300. I think he was drunk and someone told him that story and put a bunch of X's and showed him the next day. And he said, I did? Well, hell, Dave Skippy. Let's go eat some vaginas for Cinco de Mayo, Mexican Independence Day.
And you'll now be entered into our grand prize drawing for $5,000.
Hey, congratulations, David. On that
That'd be
mug.
great. Hey,
Yeah.
Can I just give a shout out to your daughter, Lola? She's really hot.
Congratulations, David. On that
that'd be
mug.
great. Hey,
Yeah.
can I say something real quick? My son and his bride.
No, my son is bride to be. I just found out that they're cousins. So we have two things to celebrate today. We're going to have tequila and moonshine.
$100 Instacart gift card. And you'll now be entered into our grand prize drawing for $5,000.
Hey, congratulations, David. On that
That'd be
mug.
great. Hey,
Yeah.
can I say something real quick? My son and his bride's going to get married tomorrow. I want to say congratulations. Pre-wedding.
Congratulations, that's
Congratulations.
wonderful.
Good luck.
What are their names? David, what are their names?
Their names are Aaron and Aaron.
Aaron. Aaron Square?
Aaron squared, A2.
Aaron squared.
All
Aaron
right.
double A and Aaron E.
All
Nice.
right. Well, enjoy the wedding.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing with us.
Hey, coming up next, Jennifer Lopez.
Still ahead on Live. We'll share a recipe for enchiladas in honor of Cinco de Mayo. Comedian Lilly Singh. And coming up next, Jennifer Lopez. Still ahead on Live. We'll share a recipe for.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Still ahead on Live. We'll share.
Aha. Postcard.
Recipe for enchiladas in honor of Cinco de Mayo. Comedian Lilly Singh. And coming up next, Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Oh, I knew it. These batteries are going to be the fucking life of me.
Oh,
Right. This is kind of amazing.
babies. Babies.
Do you love having this shared history?
I love him. I
Yeah.
do.
Well, what the hell happened for 20
in
years?
history and fashion history, and we start thinking.
I don't remember that one, but I'll just guess.
History, and
Oh my God. It's time to change the remote controls, Bebecita.
Come home to comfort. May as well have a little fun, huh?
Gordy's is full of heart, humor, and action. Thank you. Okay, it's one of Marvel's best films ever.
And you're just telling me now? I didn't want you to get freaked out. Freaked out? Like that.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, rated PG-13, in theaters everywhere now.
She is one of the biggest stars on the planet. Please welcome the incomparable Jennifer Lopez. You know, and here I thought shaving my legs would help. So you just went to the Met Gala on Monday.
I did.
Okay, take me through it. Let me show a picture of you because I thought you looked so chic
Thank
and
you.
elegant. I mean, okay, all right. So, how many fittings? How does it all happen?
How does it all happen?
How does it all happen?
How does it all happen? So basically, they invite you to the Met Gala, like a designer like Ralph Lauren, who I've worked with before, and I went to a couple of years ago. Was like, do you want to go to the Met Gala this year? I was like, yeah, and they literally send you some sketches and all different kinds of ideas, and they go with the theme. The theme this year was, kind of a tribute to Karl Lagerfeld, who passed away a few years ago, and who was the head designer and creative director of Chanel for years and years and years, like 30 years, something, long time. But was kind of like this iconic fashion figure in history, in fashion history, and we start thinking about like what he did and those creative influences. And this is getting boring, huh?
No, it's not. It's actually not. It's actually not boring because
I mean, honestly, yeah, I could care less about this intense level of fashion obsession. But by all means, wait, I'm supposed to. No, I love it. I love it. Keep going. You're so beautiful. I love it. That's great. That's great. I love
the thing. Every year there's a different theme. Like it can be punk, it can be this, it can be that. And I said this year, everybody looked really beautiful because he, as a designer, really knew how to make things.
Like what you're wearing is very Chanel inspired.
That's right.
Yes,
right?
I know
Dolce & Gabbana.
Yes, Chanel inspired.
And that's because of Karl Lagerfeld.
Right.
And of course,
he had like
Chanel,
a tremendous
yes,
influence.
and so he had a big influence on fashion. And so it's like, okay, me, Ralph, and Karl kind of putting all of our ideas together.
Yeah.
Do you ask your husband for advice?
Oh, yes.
Does he give it to you?
Yes. Yes.
Take
Yes.
Okay, so take me through that. Like, what is he? Does he come to the fittings?
He doesn't come to the fittings or anything, but if like I'm getting dressed and we're going to a red carpet or some big event, like he had his premiere, I'm like, wait,
So he likes to watch you get dressed. I won't come to the fittings, but I'll watch you get dressed. He just sits there like, you know, with a little drink and a cigarette or something. I mean, obviously not, I'm just making fun, but he's sit there like Richard Gere in Pretty Woman. He puts on the Roy Orbison songs, got a little glass, got a little, just in there, dun, 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 just watching you put on your stockings or whatever. And he's just in there, yeah.
So he had a big influence on fashion. And so it's like, okay, me, Ralph, and Carl kind of putting all of our ideas together.
Yeah.
Do you ask your husband for advice?
Oh, yes.
Does he give it to you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so take me through that. Like, what is he? Does he come to the fittings?
He doesn't come to the fittings or anything, but if like I'm getting dressed and we're going to a red carpet or some big event, like he had his premiere, I'm like, what
this
do
one
you
or this one?
This one or this one? Do you like this or do you like this? I like that. Oh, that's so much better on you than the other one. And
So what is he
sometimes
like?
it's not what I think too, which is funny.
That's what I was going to say. Is it usually like he prefers, does he prefer like a sexier look? Is he like...
I don't think he prefers either or. It's like just whatever looks the nicest or what he thinks looks the nicest in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you two...
He'll joke with me sometimes, though, and he'll say things like,
right.
Where's the rest of the shirt? Or things like that. And I'm like, no, this one doesn't have anything else.
Whenever I see pictures of the two of you, you are holding hands.
That's nice. So he talks to you like he's your father and you're his teenage daughter. Well, that must be good for role playing in the bedroom.
And he'll say things like,
right.
Where's the rest of the shirt? Or things like that. And I'm like, no, this one doesn't have anything else.
Whenever I see pictures of the two of you, you are holding hands.
We're very affectionate.
You're very affectionate.
Yes.
We are also very affectionate, but we have incompatible arm lengths.
Oh, by the way, Ben is 6'3", 6'4", and I'm tiny. I'm smaller.
So, same, right? You have it's,
Like
it's
5'6",
challenging,
so-
but if you're sitting, it's fine.
Sitting is no, we make it work.
Yeah.
Because he's taller and and I walk like a step behind, like just to compensate.
That's a good thing.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah,
we gotta steal
all right.
that. Yeah, we gotta. So you also, we were married in Vegas. You were married.
So were we. Yes.
You know, those Vegas weddings,
They stick.
They stick.
They do.
They,
Good.
Like,
Thank you.
Flypaper. They stick.
First time.
Yeah, the base.
There you go. That now you know what was wrong with the other ones. You made it too big. Getting married in a church with an expensive dress in the house of God in front of a pastor and having bridesmaids never works. You want a successful marriage? Put on some sexy lingerie, a $40 dress, go to a chapel at 2 a.m, get wasted, and wake up somewhere around a mountain.
They do. Good. Thank you.
Flypaper. They stick.
First time.
Yeah, the base.
That was a trick.
Final wedding.
It's a trick. That's the secret.
I like to call it. I'm like, it's the flypaper of weddings. It really like sticks. It sticks to you.
That's funny.
Mother's Day is next weekend. What are your Mother's Day plans?
You know why? Because when you get married in Vegas at like a chapel, people are so quick to say, you know, people are watching, you know, you got married at a chapel. This ain't real love. This was a fling. It's never going to work out. And you feel this inner desire to prove them wrong. Like, oh, you think we're just like, oh, we're just some stupid kids that just went to a wedding or something or went to a chapel in Vegas. No. So you got this determination to like make it work. And so it does. When you get married in a church, no one's paying attention. They just think, oh, they'll be together forever. And then it doesn't work because all the expectations are high. High expectations equal failure. Low expectations, very easy to walk over that bar. And it's very easy to beat that.
But I think
I love when
look at her waiting for her mic. Look at.
Yeah, we've got a mic.
What do you want to do on Mother's Day?
Nothing.
We should just go out to eat. That's it.
Yeah, we don't do
Brunch, a nice brunch, or
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a nice brunch. You know, we go to like the Beverly Hills Hotel and have $100 brunch.
Final wedding.
It's a trick.
It's a trick. No, it's not a trick. Just fucking funny ass coincidence.
They do. Oh, good.
Like,
Thank you.
Fly paper. They stick.
First time I
Yeah,
did
the
that.
base.
That was a trick.
Final wedding.
It's a trick. That's the secret. The secret sauce.
I like to call it. I'm like, it's the flypaper of weddings. It really sticks. It sticks to you.
That's funny.
Mother's Day is next weekend. What are your Mother's Day plans?
Mom might be coming out, I think.
I love when your
we're
mom's
waiting for her mic. Look at it.
Yeah, she knows we've got a mic.
What do you
What
do you want to do on Mother's Day?
Nothing.
We should just go out to eat. That's it.
Yeah, we don't
Brunch
do much.
Brunch, a nice brunch, or
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
Daytimey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Is your parenting style different than your mom's
Yes.
parenting? Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's different. I don't know. I'm just a little bit.
A little bit more wealthier than your mother was. That's what I think. Be honest. Your mom was giving you the middle class, poor, boricua, chancla, all that stuff. You know, and I mean, I don't want to sit there and get to, you know, but you're probably teaching her the way that your mother raised you. So you're raising her the same way that children were raised in like Puerto Rico in the 1950s, right? You know, and now you're sitting here, you could hire 10 nannies to do everything. I mean, I'm sorry, but you have more advantages. You have more luxury when it comes to raising your kids than your mom did. Your mom's sitting there, you know, in somewhat of a lower class Bronx neighborhood with, you know, not as many options and opportunities as you. You have your first kid, you're worth $180 million. You know what I mean? It's a little easier for you. You know, your kids want something, you say, okay. You wanted something, your mom said, well, how are you going to do that? Right? You could see that. You could see J-Lo's kids telling her kids telling her, mommy, I want to do this. She says, okay, we'll do that. And when Jennifer asked her mom, hey, mom, I want to do this, that sounds great. Are you going to do that?
So my.
Sure.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Daytimey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Is your parenting style different?
So you mean you don't hit your kids with like a hanger or like a spatula or a chancla?
Than your mom's parenting?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's different. I don't know. I'm just a little bit looser with my kids. I think my mom for a long time was a stay-at-home mom, and I've always been a working mom. So that right in there is a very different thing. I think I don't know. There's a lot of differences. I would have to really think about it, but I don't feel like
that's right. That's right. J-Lo's mom was sitting there at home, taking the kids ready for school, sending them off to school, and then running errands, cleaning the house, cooking food, doing that, stuck up in his damn apartment, taking care of the kids. The man, no one's taking care of her. She got to catch her telenovela, wax her mustache, clip her toenails, all with no one finding out. And then after she finally is ready to take a nap, God damn it, here come the kids. I can't take my nap. I got to put up with your shit. No wonder I'm in a bad mood every time you see me. While J-Lo comes home like, oh, hey, I just got done filming a commercial or going on a shopping spree or doing whatever I want. She's always in a good mood on her kids. Hey, I just walked around in a circle for an hour and made $48,000. So, you know, what do you want to do? Hey, what do you want to do? You want to drink a beer? Sure. They're hidden under Ben's nightstand. Like, you know, like, oh, what do you want to do? You want to go film a video, of you climbing a tree and shooting a BB gun at a squirrel? Go ahead. Sure. You want to jump out of? Sure. Do whatever. I'm in such a good mood. I mean, you're in a positive state of mind your whole life. Your mom was poor, struggling, and fucking pissed off.
And I've always been a working mom. So that right in there is a very different thing. I think I don't know. There's a lot of differences. I would have to really think about it, but I
The amount
don't
of money
feel
you'd
like
have.
we're the same type of mom in that way. Would you think no?
No. Also, I think raising kids when you
And also, she was 20 years old when she had by the time she was 26, she had 3 kids. So she was kind of a kid raising kids.
Yeah, right.
And I had my kids like when I was I got 38.
Right.
So I had them much later. And so I was more of an adult at that time. So we kind of grew up together.
But I think like raising kids like in the 70s was way different, than how we raise our kids. I think.
Yeah, 100%. There's a little bit more like, it has to be
physical abuse. Just say it. There was more hitting. You got smacked around. You got hit in the back of the head with a frying pan if you were late, from for work or late from school. If you didn't do your homework, you got smacked around. You got kicked out. You know what I mean? There were like, just say it.
So different.
Than how we raise our kids. I think.
Yeah, 100%. There's a little bit more like, it has to be. It's a funny thing. It's like. I think there was more kind of like discipline was different and different. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, it wasn't unusual to be like sent to the 7-Eleven to get your aunt a pack of Lucky Strike.
There was more kind of like discipline was different and different. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I don't do that.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I mean, you'd have like a gas station or like a corner store owner. You got to be 18 to smoke. Hey, if you're like 15 or 16, I'm not selling you cigarettes. But like an 8-year-old would come in and you give him a whole carton. You know what I mean? Some little kid comes in and buys cigarettes. Oh, it's for my aunt. Sure. A 14 or 15-year-old, they're for my aunt. No, I ain't falling for that. But a 7-year-old comes in. Hi, can I have 3 packs of Virginia Slims and this case of Corona? It's for my uncle. You got it. Hey, you want some rubbers too? He probably needs some. Hey, you want some rubbers for your dad? They're on the house.
Bit more like, it has to be. It's a funny thing. It's like. I think there was more kind of like discipline was different and different. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, it wasn't unusual to be like sent to the 7-Eleven to get your.
No, I never got sent to the 7-Eleven to get cigarettes.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, it wasn't unusual to be like sent to the 7-Eleven to get your aunt a pack of Lucky Strikes.
7, 8 years old, I was going to the store.
Right.
Get
Go
milk,
your
get eggs, get butter, get bread,
and Lucky
bring it
Strikes.
back. Yeah.
Speaking of Mother's Day, we have a little throwback from years ago.
Yeah. Right. This is kind of amazing.
Babies.
Do you love having this shared history?
I love him. I do.
Yeah. And you like beautifully blended your families together, which is like a whole hell of a lot of teenagers.
Yes.
Can't be easy.
5, almost 5 teenagers. The youngest is 11, so he's
might as well
a
be
little,
13 nowadays,
not
right?
quite, but preteen. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Nowadays with social media, 11 might as well be 16. Just give them a car and a pack of Lucky Strikes and tell them where Route 66 is. Tell them if they need any help, call Jeff Bezos. Ask their phone. Their phone will help them, right? Just
like beautifully blended your families together, which is like a whole hell of a lot of teenagers.
Yes.
Can't be
That's
easy.
5, almost 5 teenagers. The youngest is 11, so he's a little, not quite, but preteen. Yeah.
Which is worse than teen.
It's actually he's an angel.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the teenage years are tough.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they start challenging you.
Oh wait, 11 though. But I thought she had twins. So does Ben Affleck have an 11-year-old?
Babies.
Do you love having this shared history?
I love him. I do.
Yeah. And you like beautifully blended your families together, which is like a whole hell of a lot Teenagers.
Yes.
Can't be
That's
easy.
5, almost 5 teenagers. The youngest is 11, so he's a little, not quite, but preteen.
Preteen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is worse than teen.
Taxi's an angel.
Yeah.
But yeah, the teenage years are tough.
Yeah,
I mean, they start challenging you and everything. You have this baby for a while, and then it's like your best little friend who loves being with you all the time, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Get out of my room."
But they come back.
They do come back
when they're in
Yes,
their 20s.
as adults,
like 20.
20.
20.
Jesus Christ.
20.
I'm so depressed.
All right, 19.
You're almost
19.
there. You are almost
They
there.
come back.
You're almost there. 15.
Yeah. They'll come back.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I feel like I had them yesterday.
Yeah.
Like they were just babies a little while ago.
But you're in it. 15 is no joke.
Yeah,
that is the.
Yeah,
I don't want to call
All
it.
hands on deck.
Yeah,
the dark
years. Dark time. There's a time.
No, listen, it's the time when they are individuating and they are challenging everything you say and everything you do and everything you are, and it's that's what it is. And you have to kind of just like ride the waves. I feel like it's like surfing. It's like I'm just riding the waves. Ooh, that just got knocked over.
Get back on the board.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back.
It was not unusual. Mark would come home, and I'd hear him going, Kel, and he would find me like hiding in the closet. And I'm like, shh, they can't know I'm in here.
I understand you more than you know.
I know you.
I do. It is
2-year-olds.
and I think it's particularly hard on moms.
Seriously,
because
these kids, they would be sitting there arguing with each other about senseless stuff I don't get. Mom, tell him to stop. Dad is gonna, Dad, your dad's not here. Well, then, Mom, will you tell Dad to tell him to stop? No, Mom, how come I can't do this? It's not fair because remember 4 years ago? No. Can I do this? No, why not? No. I don't want that. Why don't you ever listen to me? Oh my God, no, Mom, what the hell, man? Why you do that? When I was her age, you didn't. And then like Mark came home and I remember like I just put my hands up and just let them just kind of like a bunch of alligators like swimming in a swamp with some like bunch of dead birds that fell out of the tree or whatever, like just festering around, or a bunch of whales with like 50 pounds of dead salmon, and there are a bunch of orcas. Just walk away and let them do whatever in the tank. I don't know if they're playing, if they're fighting, whatever. And then Mark comes home and I hear this voice, Kel, and I'm like, why the hell are my kids calling me Kel? And then I remember and I realized it's my husband, and he just finally, I like real quietly, it's like, Mark, is that you? And he hears me. And finally, he opens up the closet. I'm sitting in the back of our walk-in closet behind this humongous beanbag with a bottle of whiskey and a big pint of ice cream, just going to town. My hair's a mess. I got like ice cream like on my shirt. There's like dried mascara on my cheek. Like I have a bowl of goldfish crackers like on the carpet all crumbled. I spilled the bowl and then stepped on them to get up. And I'm still eating them. I have one sock on, one foot, my sweatpants. They're not even my sweatpants. They're my son's sweatpants. Oh, I'm wondering, how did this hole get in the crotch? It's crazy.
Always kind of love Dad. They always are kind of like, Dad's the best. And I'm like, that.
Well, when they're little, I think they like mommy. When they're older, all of a sudden, whoever's the disciplinarian when they're younger is going to end up being the villain when they're teenagers. So if they're around mom and mom's the disciplinarian, dad's the cool fun dad they only see 10, 15% of the year, 20% of the year, well, guess what? Dad's going to be the fun one when they're older, because you're going to keep treating them like they're 8 years old, and he's going to always treat them the same way they did, just fun stuff, because he doesn't want to spend the little time he has being mean to them. Oh.
And I'd hear him going, Kel? And he would find me like hiding in the closet. And I'm like, shh, they can't know I'm in here.
I understand you more than you know.
I know you.
I do. It is
2-year-olds.
And I think it's particularly hard on moms a little bit, because they always kind of love Dad. They always are kind of like, Dad's the best. And I was like that with my dad too. And my mom told me, and I'll say it to you right now on TV for everybody, I understand you so much more now.
We have to take a commercial break. No, we're going to talk about the mother.
Still ahead on Live from the film Muppets Mayhem, Lilly Singh.
When you're know what you look.
I'll tell you too, because kids, I think, are more scared of their dad, so they tend to butter up their dad and be dad. Oh, I love you, dad. You're the best. Because they're truly scared of dad, because dad will hurt them. I think mom doesn't threat as much of a physical imposition. You know, and not to say they don't think, oh, mom won't hurt me. No, trust me, mom won't hurt them. But dad is more of this intimidating figure where mom, especially, you know, if they're shorter, they come across as not as threatening. Not that they're weak. They're just not as threatening and intimidating as their dad, simply because of the size. And probably even things like a deep voice. The guy's way more, they're just, you know, to little kids and to teenagers, dad's always a little more scarier.
Run.
You know what? Why don't you go fuck yourself? I'm talking to the television. I love you. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Share. I swear to fucking God, yo. This is the most sloppy recording.
Call us and take the Hearing Life 30-day risk-free challenge.
You want to go home? I want that too. But not till you know how to survive everything it takes. And this is where we start. What, you hate me? Good. Use it. Because you're going to work harder than you ever thought you could work. And then you're going to run out your reserve tank and find that you had more, and then you're going to run that out too. But when it's done, you're going to drive out of here yourself.
Netflix, the mother. All right, tell us about this film.
It was intense. It was intense.
It looks very cold.
Yeah, it was freezing. We were filming up in almost by Canada, up in Smithers or Alaska. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
And it was a rough shoot. It definitely was. And I did a lot of training. I had to do a lot of fight training. I'm actually going to release a little BTS video that I found yesterday in my phone, with me going like this, you know. And I was like, God, I was really fighting a lot. I was in good shape then. I was in like super good shape.
Well, but I don't you think that your dancing ability helps with fight training?
100%. I don't even know how people would do it without that. I honestly, it helps me so much. It's like it is choreography. It's fight choreography. Mm-hmm. And then I was learning how to shoot, and it was a great little, you know, kind of action drama movie. It's fun.
Tell us about it a little bit.
It's I play a sniper who's like one of the best snipers that has ever come out of her academy, and she goes into the military and gets kind of mixed up with the wrong people, and then has a baby, and is kind of doing like questionable criminal type things and making poor choices, but then she gets pregnant and she has to give up the baby and go into hiding for the baby to be safe. And then it's about, that's kind of the backstory. And then it's about when her daughter's 12 years old and they're after her. They've kind of found her through the daughter, and they've been looking for her to get their revenge. And she has to go back and protect the kid.
First album in 8 years coming out.
I know. I haven't really made an album like this in 20 years, is the truth. The last time when I did This Is Me Then is the last time that I remember doing an album like this, where I was in the studio every single day, writing every single song, doing every single thing. I was very inspired at that time when I wrote This Is Me Then, as anybody who knows about that album. It really was about me falling in love at that time with the love of my life. And now 20 years later, who would have ever thought we would have... And so that album film kind of captured that moment in time. And I was very inspired to go back in and write some more music, and for the first time in a long time. And so I decided to call it This Is Me Now. And it'll be out this summer.
Comes out Friday, May 12th on Netflix.
Jennifer Lopez!
You just kind of made perfect sense.
Monday at Live. Also from the new film The Mother, Omari Hardwick.
I don't know if kismet's the right word, but it's like This Is Me then, and now I'm like, there's this whole new part of me. Like, was the other one like her falling in love with Alex Rodriguez? Oh, where's my fucking phone?
As a YouTuber.
Our secret family recipe now with 0 added sugar. 0. You already said that, Manning.
Welcome back. She started her career as a YouTuber and has since added rapper, actress, best-selling author, and talk show host to her list of credits. Please welcome Lilly Singh.
I'm such an admirer of yours that
my
I
goodness.
said to Dave Mullen, no, Lily's been here before. And he said, no, she hasn't. And I said, yes, she has many times. And I realized I just know you from knowing you. Does that make
You made
sense?
my day.
Okay.
You made my day. Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Thanks for being here. You're originally from Toronto.
I am from Toronto, yep.
We hear you love New York City so much.
I have a hate-hate relationship with New
tell me
York City.
Tell us why.
And I know, let me just say, I know there's a bunch of New Yorkers here. It is me. I have the unpopular opinion.
Okay, tell us about your experience.
Okay, I'll tell you my experience, okay? I wasn't, to be fair, I spend a lot of time in Times Square when I do a lot of work.
Yes.
But I remember this one experience I had where I was like, this is interesting. I was, subtle flex, I was on a billboard in Times Square. I know I just throw that in there.
That's exciting.
Subtle
And
flex.
thank you. It was the first time for me and I was really excited. And so I
You've
went
been on a
into
billboard more than once?
subtle flex, whatever, a few times. It was the first time. And I went up to a stranger and I was like, oh my God, look at that girl. Isn't she so cool? Like, you know, trying to be cute. And he looked at the billboard and he went, she needs to cut her hair. And he walked away.
And it was you on the
It
billboard.
was me, obviously.
Welcome to New York, Lilly. Did you always try to get into the entertainment industry?
No, so I started in 2010 making YouTube videos.
Okay.
And I didn't do that thinking I could be an actor or I could do anything related to Hollywood. I did that because I was a kid that had a lot of feelings and I was going through some stuff and I was like, I want to make some YouTube videos and be creative. And so one thing led to another and I never anticipated it would lead to me being here on shows like this.
But you were studying psychology.
Yeah, I have a psychology degree.
A degree.
Mm-hmm.
And so did you,
I have to emphasize I have a degree because I know my parents will watch this. I have a degree.
and you were in graduate school.
Well, here's the thing. I have a psychology degree. My parents really wanted me to go to graduate school, and I was typing the essays, trying to be the good daughter, doing the thing, and I was like, there's just no way I can do this. Closed my laptop, walked into my parents' room, and said what every parent wants to hear. I want to make YouTube videos instead of go to graduate school. And they were like, what now? They had no idea what I was talking about, but they gave me a year to try it out, and it worked in that year.
Did.
Yeah. And they were supportive of the idea.
Were they? But I know. Listen, we are parents, so there was private devastation in there. There was a devastation.
I don't even know if it was private, to be honest. But yes, there wasn't even devastation. It was just confusion. You know, every parent wants their kid to be okay and make a living. And,
Yes.
And so I think they were just confused as to how I could possibly make money and how this career would go anywhere. And to be fair, a lot of people were in 2010.
Right.
So it's not that they weren't supportive, they were confused. Now they are utterly and embarrassingly supportive.
Yes.
Till this day, my dad runs a territory of gas stations in Toronto. He has like 10 stations.
Amazing.
And every day his employees are instructed to go into the office, turn on my YouTube videos so they run in the background.
Get views.
So he's just racking up like 50 views a day. And he believes in his heart that is making my career.
Guess
People
what?
think
It's not. It's good promotion. It's good
He's hacking the
promotion.
systems on YouTube.
I like it.
We hear you're a big proponent of vision boards.
Yes, like
Tell
a
me
true
about that.
millennial. Absolutely.
We know some people that do vision boards. I'm not entirely sure if I understand even what a vision board is.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. You basically have a dream and you take a picture that is related to your dream. So if you want to run an ice cream shop, cut out a picture of ice cream out of a magazine and glue it to a bulletin board. What's it called? A board, whatever. The big board.
Stations in Toronto. He has like 10 stations.
Amazing.
And every day his employees are instructed to go into the office, turn on my YouTube videos so they run in the background.
Get views.
So he's just racking up like 50 views a day, and he believes in his heart that is making my career.
Guess what? It's not. It's good promotion. It's good
He's hacking the
promotion.
systems on YouTube.
I like it.
We hear you're a big proponent of vision boards.
Yes, like
Tell
a
me
true
about that.
millennial. Absolutely.
We know some people that do vision boards. I'm not entirely sure if I understand even what a vision board is.
Okay, a vision board is your goals visually represented on a board, but very specifically. So you're not just saying like,
not words.
I want to travel, but where do you want to travel to? So on my vision board, I have very specific things. My vision board is actually in my shower.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it
How's that
almost
work?
every day.
Is it inside the shower or outside it?
No, that's the first question everybody asks.
Yeah.
No one cares about the visions. They're like, talk to me about the shower.
Yeah.
It is a glass door, and so on the outside of it, I've taped it.
okay.
Yeah, it's a whole logistical thing I've done. Arts and crafts DIY.
Well, I was just curious. I'm sure it's not in the shower because the water would get it wet. But wouldn't the steam from the shower ruin any kind of ink, marker, glue, that rubber cement that you used?
Your goals visually represented on a board, but very specifically. So you're not just saying like,
not words.
I want to travel, but where do you want to travel to? So on my vision board, I have very specific things. My vision board is actually in my shower.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it
How's that
almost
work?
every day.
Is it inside the shower or outside it?
No, that's the first question everybody asks.
Yeah.
No one cares about the visions. They're like, talk to me about the shower.
Yeah.
It is a glass door, and so on the outside of it, I've taped it. Yeah,
okay.
it's a whole logistical thing I've done. Arts and crafts DIY.
So because we are very big on like speaking things into existence here on the show.
Yeah,
We've got a
we can
really good track.
Speaking things into existence. I'm going to be on Saturday Night Live. Oh, now they just have to find me, right?
Okay, a vision board is your goals visually represented on a board, but very specifically. So you're not just saying like,
not words.
I want to travel, but where do you want to travel to? So on my vision board, I have very specific things. My vision board is actually in my shower.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it
How's that
almost
work?
every day.
Is it inside the shower or outside it?
No, that's the first question everybody asks.
Yeah.
No one cares about the visions. They're like, talk to me about the shower.
Yeah.
It is a glass door, and so on the outside of it, I've taped it. Yeah,
okay.
it's a whole logistical thing I've done. Arts and crafts DIY.
So because we are very big on like speaking things into existence here on the show.
Yeah,
We've got a
we can
really good track record.
Yeah.
Really?
So
Speak
what
it.
is on your vision
What's
board?
on your vision board?
What I say will come true.
Correct.
Yes.
Or what is it? A picture of what?
Ryan Gosling.
You're gay, though.
And so it shall be.
No. What's really on my vision board is Marvel. Marvel's on there.
Marvel.
Actually, before I got the show that we're going to talk about, Disney Plus was on there. Muppets. Disney Plus is on there. Marvel's on there. Forbes is on there. Time is on there.
What about Forbes and Time?
What about Forbes?
Yeah.
I want to be on the cover. I want to be on the list. I want to be contributors to the magazines. I want to just
You want to be so you basically want to be one of the richest people in the world? Or just write an article on she's up and coming.
And so it shall be.
No. What's really on my vision board is Marvel. Marvel's on there.
Marvel.
Actually, before I got the show that we're going to talk about, Disney Plus was on there. Muppets. Disney Plus is on there. Marvel's on there. Forbes is on there. Time is on there.
What about Forbes and Time?
What about Forbes?
Yeah.
I want to be on the cover. I want to be on the list. I want to be contributors to the magazines. I want to just be part of meaningful press.
You probably don't know this. Everyone knows that the Marvel producers look nowhere else than this show when casting.
All right, it's going to happen.
It is happening, so you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Hey, when we come back, Lynn's going to share with us why she had to be 4 feet off the ground.
Well, you tell me how you're going to fuck Big Bird. Why was I 4 feet off the town? Why was I 4 feet off the ground? You tell me how you're going to fuck Big Bird.
The clown fires.
You tell me how you'd fuck Big Bird if you were me. And I was wearing high heels.
Apex Window Works will make your windows look like new at a fraction of the cost of window replacement. Repair, don't replace with Apex Window Works. Call now or go online for your free quote.
May as well have a little fun, huh?
Gordy's is full of heart, humor, and action. Okay, it's one of Marvel's best films ever.
And you're just telling me now?
I didn't want you to get freaked out. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, PG-13, in theaters everywhere now.
Anyway, I'm here because it's come to my attention that back in the 70s, you took a hefty advance from us to record your first album.
Oh, and what an album. It truly is the greatest achievement of my lifetime.
It doesn't exist. There is no album.
Well, then it is the greatest disappointment of my lifetime.
It doesn't exist.
The good news is, it's not too late, because I have a plan to make it happen fast.
That was a scene from the new series, The Muppets Mayhem, starring Lilly Singh. Who do you play?
I play Nora Singh, who works in the music business, but is trying to really make her name in the business. She's kind of struggling with her job right now. She's trying to wrangle this group called Electric Mayhem, but they're absolutely wild and crazy. And so she's trying to help them make their first album.
What was the audition process?
It was actually that scene. It was that scene, and I did the audition, really wanted it, got called back for a second audition, and then got called back for like a chemistry read, and I was very...
Yeah, what's the chemistry like with the Muppet?
That was my question. I was like, it was on Zoom, and I asked my agent, I said, I need to know if I'm going to log on to the Zoom and there's going to be Muppets on this Zoom.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know that.
Is it a casting director like this?
So it was actually the Muppet performers just using their voices, so it wasn't Muppets, but like...
Were you cracking up a little bit?
I was. But those are the questions people ask, like, are you a Muppet? Are your castmates Muppets? So there's 4 humans, I'm one of the humans, and everyone else is a Muppet.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, we sort of teased this before we went to commercial break. Why were you shooting 4 feet off the ground?
Yeah, so imagine the stage we shoot on is about this high, okay? Because the Muppet performers have to stand so they can do this. And once they do this, they'll be around the same height as me then. But what that means is it's not a normal stage. There's a bunch of holes and pathways. Sure. You need to be really aware so you don't walk off the stage. So that's where I got a little bit technical. I kept checking my mark to make sure because it's just very intricate.
You don't want to fall.
But I gotta say, it's so much effort and talent that goes into the show because of things like that. And I hope you see that when you watch it.
Well,
Can't wait.
Definitely will. The Muppets Mayhem debuts on Disney Plus starting next Wednesday on May 10th. Congratulations. Coming up next, a Cinco de Mayo recipe. I'm starving. I want to eat.
Monday on Live.
Debuts on Disney Plus starting next Wednesday on May 10th. Congratulations. Coming up next, a Cinco de Mayo recipe. I'm starving. I want to eat.
Monday on Live. From the
On May 10th. Congratulations. Coming up next, a Cinco de Mayo recipe. I'm starving. I want to eat.
Monday on Live.
Get freaked out. Like that.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, PG-13, in theaters everywhere now.
Welcome back. It's Cinco de Mayo, and we're celebrating with award-winning chef who has been bringing Mexican flavors into American homes for more than 10 years. Please welcome to the show the host of Pati's Mexican Table, La Frontera, Chef Pati Jinich.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Such a treat to be here, and I heard that you love Mexican food.
We do. We are big lovers of Mexican food in our household, and we don't have enough of it. So teach us.
Okay, so today we're making my 3 cheese and chicken enchiladas.
Oh. Like your
You
favorite.
know how there's Taco Tuesday? I think there should be Enchilada Friday.
Yes.
Right?
All right, yeah. Oh,
Patty is our
so
president.
clever.
Enchilada Fridays will be on the docket. Okay.
All right, how do we start?
Okay, so we're making
It's already Pizza
a
Friday.
sauce with Colorado or New Mexico chiles.
Okay.
So you can find enchiladas that have salsa verde, mole. These use the dried chiles. Very easy. We have a pot here with already boiling water.
Okay.
And we're gonna add a pound of tomatoes. Just drop them in the water.
Okay.
And the garlic. You want to make sure that your tomatoes and everything.
Everything.
Drop it in.
Just like this.
You know, I always say Mexican
Sorry.
food is so accessible and easy. You're gonna eat everything.
Okay, perfect.
And then
Love
the
it.
garlic, cloves.
Okay.
And then we add the chiles. You can use guajillo or colorado, which are these dried
Okay.
chiles. And you remove the stem.
How do you do that?
So just like this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then you want to remove the seeds because in dried chiles, the seeds are a little bit bitter.
Okay.
And these are just like that. Just take them out and then drop them in the water.
Okay.
And you want to cook this for 10 minutes until the tomatoes are super mushy and soft. And the chiles have rehydrated.
Okay.
So they're already in here.
Everything's
We
in.
add a little bit of onion.
Okay.
And salt.
Okay.
And then you do the magic with a blender. Mike, I heard that you like spicy.
Yes.
These chiles aren't very spicy. So if you want to add more heat, I mean, look at all the chiles we have
We
here.
have so many.
You have fresh, you have dried. If you want to add more heat, you can add a serrano or a jalapeno or an habanero.
Okay.
And again, you take the seeds out.
And
If
with
you
the
want.
fresh chiles, you want to keep the seeds
Keep
in.
the seeds
Dry.
in.
You
They're
take the seeds
fresh, they're feisty, they have more
Do you want
heat.
me to add some for you?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so we,
Use Serrano.
like do,
Serrano?
Yeah.
Right.
Take the
and
stem
then
off.
I mean, of
take the
course,
stem off.
I mean, with the fresh chiles, if you want it to be spicy, take the seeds out. If you want it to be super spicy, leave the seeds in, and also the ribs.
Right, if you want to add more heat, you can add a serrano or a jalapeno
you can add
or an
jalapeno
habanero.
or un
And again, you take
habanero,
the
as they
seeds
say in
out.
Africa,
And with
or
the
in
fresh
Scotch
chiles,
bonnet.
you want to keep the seeds
Keep the
in.
seeds
Dry.
in.
You take the
They're
seeds out.
fresh, they're feisty, they have more
Do you want
heat.
me to add some for you?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so we,
Use Serrano.
like do,
Serrano?
Yeah. Take the
and
stem
then
off.
take the stem off, just drop it in, puree it.
That's
and you
gonna
know,
be
this
hot as
salsa,
hell.
you can eat with chips. You can use it for the enchilada casserole. That's perfect. You have the sauce.
Patty, my husband likes his face to sweat when he eats.
Yeah.
Spicy food.
It really makes your metabolism go wild, which is great. Okay, so basic thing for enchiladas, tasty salsa, good corn tortillas.
Okay.
And you want to heat the tortillas.
Why do you want to heat them?
Because it makes them pliable.
Oh, okay.
So that when you stuff them with chicken or cheese or whatever it will be, they won't crack or break.
And they'll
as
stick
you,
together.
And they'll, yeah. And so we're adding the tortillas here. And you want to make sure that your pan is preheated.
Okay.
And then once you heat your tortillas, you can use chicken that you cook at home or rotisserie chicken.
Good
You just
leftover
shred it.
chicken. You can
It makes them pliable. So that when you stuff them with chicken or cheese or whatever it will be, they won't crack or break.
And they'll
as
stick
you,
together.
And they'll, yeah. And so we're adding the tortillas here. And you want to make sure that your pan is preheated.
Okay.
And then once you heat your tortillas, you can use chicken that you cook at home or rotisserie chicken.
Good
You just
leftover
shred it.
chicken you can use?
Yes. And then you grab your heated tortillas.
Okay.
And then stuff them with a lot of chicken because you want your enchilada taquitos to be chubby.
Yes.
So that every bite that you take has
Chicken.
feeling. You know,
Is that chubby enough?
has feelings and feelings.
Is that chubby?
That's super chubby.
Super
That's
chubby.
great. So we're gonna add the sauce in
Okay.
the bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to do it, Mark?
Sure.
Yeah.
Cook add the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's like making lasagna.
Okay.
You want like every bit of it to have sauce. And then you roll the taquitos.
I'm just going to mush it.
Yeah. And then you just start adding them like these.
Why didn't she dip
And
the
the fold
tortillas
on the
in the
bottom.
salsa?
And the fold on the bottom.
I know.
That's what I
That's
asked her. I
one.
was like, well, let me ask, how come? And I've seen this done, and this is how I do make enchiladas. Is I take the tortillas and I dip them in the salsa, entonces rellénalas con el pollo.
In the bottom.
So I dip them in the salsa so they're all red, and then I roll them, and then I put them. You don't dip them. Why not? Why don't you do that? Like, I've always thought that the traditional way was to dip the tortillas, and you don't do that.
Every bite that you take
So why
has
don't you do it?
feeling, you know, feeling.
Is that chubby enough?
Has feelings and feeling.
Is that chubby?
That's super chubby.
Super
That's
chubby.
great. So we're gonna add the sauce in the
Oh,
bottom.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of Mark's penis. I forgot we were making food. I thought this was a Dr. Ruth show. If you don't know who Dr. Ruth is, Google it and then tell me in the comment section what you think.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to do it, Mark?
Sure.
Yeah.
Cook add the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's like making lasagna.
Okay.
You want like every bit of it to have sauce. And then you roll the taquitos.
I'm just going to mush it.
Yeah. And then you just start adding them like these.
And the fold on the bottom.
And the fold on the bottom.
I know.
Makes
This
it so
one is,
chubby.
I know. I made it too chubby.
Okay. But then, okay, we use it. Oh, those are ready.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And then you want to add, here we're using 3 different kinds of cheese. We're using Oaxaca. We're using Monterrey Jack. But you can use any melty cheeses.
Okay.
And then we're using cotija cheese. Have you guys tried cotija cheese?
So good.
So cotija, so we're adding more sauce.
More sauce.
More sauce
On top?
on top. And then a lot of cream, Mexican crema or sour cream. And then we do a lot of the
Holy
cheeses.
shit.
Okay, we're
So
going to
they-
finish assembling
Yes.
and taste when we come back. We have to take a commercial break.
So super cheesy.
If you would like to try today's recipe, just log on to our website at livewithkellyandmark.com.
So you put the sour cream in on top before you put it in the oven, and you basically heat up the sour cream so I guess it melts, for lack of a better word. The heat doesn't make it like curdle or anything like that. Oaxaca cheese.
And can help restore this vital nutrient. Quinol, the better CoQ10.
We're still assembling, but tell us a little bit about your show, La Frontera. Tell me, you take people where?
So La Frontera translates to borderlands. So I took a journey all through the U.S.-Mexico borderlands, from San Diego, Tijuana, all the way to Brownsville, and just tasting the food and meeting the people and being so in awe and inspired. So unexpected and beautiful.
Yeah.
Checking it out. Should we
Oh, yes. We're
Yes.
putting this in.
Put that in the oven.
Yeah,
We're
and
doing
so
the magic.
400
We're doing the magic.
And you know what? This is amazing because it's great for leftover food. You just reheat it.
What's the temperature? 400 degrees?
400, like 20 minutes.
good.
Oh,
Look at
this is
that.
so beautiful.
Oh, I like it. Bubbly.
Oh my gosh, it smells so delicious. And then, of course, we want to top it with some ripe avocado.
Avocado.
Okay, so we're going to serve
Okay.
the enchiladas. Oh, look at the cheese and the bubbles. And yay.
Any statement that starts with, oh, look at the cheese.
El queso quemado es mi favorito.
Avocado, should we share a plate?
Yes, we'll share a plate. We'll share a plate. Oh my gosh. This is heaven.
So festive.
Should I lime it? Lime it or no
Yes,
lime?
yes.
Oh
That's
my
too much
gosh.
lime, too much.
Don't forget to watch La
Caliente.
Frontera with Pati Jinich. It's available to stream on CBS. Yes. And go to our website, live.kellyandmark.com for Patty's recipe. Thank you so much.
I love it.
I want to bite. Thank you, Patty, for being here.
Thank you guys for having me here.
We are eating and chewing on Monday's show. Elle Fanning will be here.
We also have Amari Hardwick on the
Have
show.
a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.
When you're hurt, erect, you want an attorney though.
All right. Thank you guys very much. Boy, I got a lot of crap off my chest. I'll tell you, man, that J-Lo Lopez got me going.
699 after exchange and
the interview with J-Lo talking about the past, I'm about to go cha-cha-cha-cha.
Four seven. Now wherever you stream. It's Friday, May 5th, and The View starts live right now. The table is set to dig into the hottest topics on everyone's mind.
The reputation of the Supreme Court is at stake here. He's obviously been targeted because he's a conservative black man and he's on the Supreme Court.
Plus, Golda Rochevelle and Arsema Thomas, Karen Gillan, and Feel Good Friday with an all-new View Your Deal. Here come Hot Topics with Whoopi, Sarah Haynes, Anna Navarro.
From a thrift store that were made in like 1975, maybe.
Southeast Asia, and my parents.
Oh, well, good for you, Lil Van Fon Joins.
Figure out early on that was.
So, what a great. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. That was episode whatever the hell. Episode 12, the Cinco de Mayo episode. Thanks to Lilly Singh. Thanks for not mentioning your talk show. Because I don't think anyone's going to remember it anyway. Jennifer Lopez, great stories. Should have gotten married a long time ago. But who all you know, when you're rich and beautiful and young, you're so tempted to just say, fuck a whole bunch of other people. But look at that. Imagine, I always imagine, put this comment section, like, do you ever look back and think, man, if we had gotten married earlier, we would have had our own biological kids together. Not to say you don't love your individual kids, but that would have been a nice thing to see what your kids together would look like and act like, and they'd be like 20 years old right now or something. Well, I don't know. I'm going to guess that one of them didn't want to have kids and the other one did, and that was enough to break it up, and then they both ended up having kids. So if that's the truth, then that means one of you followed through with having kids like they wanted to, and then the person that didn't want to have kids said, oh, well, if you're going to have kids, I'll show you, and I'll have kids too. I don't know. I would guess that Ben wanted to have kids, and you didn't. And then when Ben went off and got married to Gardner, and then he had kids, you were like, oh, well, then I guess you're really not coming back to me. You not only got married to someone else like kids, well, I'll show you. And that's why you had kids with like someone who was a good friend. You didn't really have time to really date. So if you had already had a relationship, like a friendship, but you knew him from years ago. So you know came from good stock, and plus your kids would be 100% Boricua. Or maybe you both want to have kids, but it's very important that you wanted purebred Puerto Rican children, and you didn't want mulattoes or, biracial kids. And that was very important to continue the heritage thing. And he was like, what does it matter? And so, but that doesn't make sense. I always thought Cinco de Mayo was Cinco de Mayo. I thought it was like 5 bottles of mayonnaise. Anyways, until next time, I'm Kelly Consuelos. Join us for episode 16 coming up with some guests that I have no idea who they are, but we'll find out together. Until next time, adios, feliz Cinco de Mayo. And remember, te amo mucho. Mucho. What do you call a lot of cows? Mucho cows. Oh.